have to have gone to school for this or
Right.
gotten such a grade. Because with beauty, the grade is not so much the thing, because if you have
the
passion,
skill set.
it's a skill that
It's
you
a
have,
skill set,
the
yeah.
skill that you come with,
Right.
and the passion that you have to do it. So with the academy, it's all about passion. Yeah, you just have to love what you're doing,
Right.
and you have to love what you want to learn, because at the end of the day, you're still learning. You're in school.
Right.
So the sponsorship basically is the private partners will come, they look at it, and then they say, okay, yeah, this is good. So then, and they have their own criteria on how they pick out the students.
Okay. If you're actually interested in plugging in on that, we will give Esther the opportunity to share details at the tail end of the show. But if you actually do want to get in touch with her and you feel that, by the way, Shiko, I've probably missed out on, you know, some of the contact details or information that Esther is giving, not to worry, go ahead and DM me and I'll put you in touch. For Linton's, obviously, like we had talked about in the first half, Esther, in order to become part of this legacy brand group, you know, companies that have reached this milestone, there obviously has to be key, or can I say core values that you operate by and that have sustained you all the way. What are these?
Well, we do believe in transparency for sure.
Yeah.
So that means if at all you came to any of our stores or you came to our school and you felt like, you know, you're not happy about a specific service, or feel free to talk to us, and we do our best to, you know, make amends and say, yeah, this happened. So, you know, we do right by it and we stand right by it. Our products as well, the authenticity, you know, they have to be A-star, they have to be A1. So if you happen to have an issue as well, we're open to come back, let's see.
Right.
And then let's see where the problem is you know, is it a good product? Yes. Is it bad? We discover and we do something about that. So we have to be authentic, our authenticity.
Yeah.
The products.
There is no compromising on that one.
We do not compromise on good products. We do not compromise on what we sell. And I think for us, that's like one of the main things that keep us, you know, at bay.
And I suppose, obviously, the heat is on because look at how many people today are in the beauty space. Licensed or not licensed, they're there. And so I think this is where now you start to see, you know, the difference between legit brands and those that are not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you have to be careful with that as well.
Yeah.
It's just like if you bought a bag and you said this is Gucci.
Yeah.
You can tell for sure some of the bags if it's real Gucci or not. So the same thing with the products.
Yeah.
You may buy fragrance and you think it's the original fragrance, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really have to be careful with the logo and there's the small things that you look out for. And that's something we also, again, we do not compromise on that. So if you happen to buy a product from us and you have complaints, we're open for you to listen to you and see what it is that you're looking at.
Yeah, this is a nice time to tell people, by the way, cheap is expensive.
Cheap is expensive.
We'll see the river road and then at the end of the day you're wondering, by the way, this fragrance does not last.
It does not.
By the way, there's something going on with my skin right now and it's because someone whipped up something in their kitchen.
And you don't know what product they use.
Right.
Yeah, maybe they use jig somewhere. And, and that's the chemical.
Correct, correct. So it's very important that where you're sourcing your items from, you know, remains a very authentic supplier. That is. Yeah.
And we've been up for all these years, since 2008. I mean, and we're still, you know, top tier. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Not to say we've not had our challenges. Not to say that we've not had a few hiccups here and there. Yeah. But we do our best to make sure that we have the best for our people, for our clients. Okay. Yeah. So what's Dr. Joyce Gikunda up to, and where is she? She seems to be very under the radar. First of all, my congratulations to her because she's been recognized as a significant figure at the Business of Beauty Global Forum 2024. Yay. Wow. Okay. Yay. Tell us what that's all about, okay? And just how big of a title this is. I mean, that means you've been recognized internationally
Okay.
with the work that you do in terms of beauty. And I think for her, she's not just, Dr. Joyce is not just out for business. I mean, anyone who gets to know her knows that she's more motherly than anything, and she's very careful and keen to detail. So I believe, I mean, she deserves so much more than just the award, and she's around for sure. But you know, when you build something, when you build a whole empire, sometimes you want to take you have to take your rest once in a while.
Yeah.
So, but she is around.
She is around.
She is around.
And so when you look at it, like in terms of the continent, so is she pretty much one of the very few selected entrepreneurs of the continent to be participating in a forum like this?
She is.
Or were there a couple?
There are a few, but she's top tier.
Top tier.
I would say she's top tier.
Wow, just imagine that.
Yeah.
As you know, by the way, sometimes as Kenyans, we take things for granted, but we are winning in so many fronts. We're doing good. We're doing good. I mean, for you to tell us that we have our very own being recognized at a global platform in beauty. Yeah. That's big. Yeah.
And for her to build this, I mean, I believe she's a go-getter.
Yeah.
And she's a good, proper definition of do what you love, be consistent, and, you know, don't look back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. In the remaining minutes that we have, because I can see we have about maybe 4 or 7 minutes or so, I want us to now just tackle inner messaging right now, Esther, with you, because you're in the beauty space, and right now we're in the social media era, right?
Yeah.
Where today you tend to see a lot of body shaming, you'll see a lot of trolling, and this is important to have this discussion because Linton's, I want to believe, may have a message or should have a message when it comes to what the definition of beauty is. What is the definition of beauty to you, Esther? And then we're going to tackle social media.
For me, beauty is from within. How you feel about yourself reflects a lot with what you ooze out, even with your environment. So if I wake up and I told myself I'm beautiful regardless, and I dress up, and I do my makeup if it's the makeup that I need, if it's the lipstick that I need or the lip gloss, beauty is what you define yourself to be. Beauty is you. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that, you know what, no matter what people say, I am beautiful and I'm gonna be me. So you block out the noise around you and stand tall and just walk.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, for you, when you see such things, I mean, working in such a space, is it going to be one of the things that you will probably pick up, you know, thinking about key messaging around beauty, specifically for younger people, you know, on social media? Well, I mean, when you see people being, you know, body shamed, being trolled, how does that even feel for you?
It feels really bad.
Yeah.
It feels, I mean, because by the time you're body shaming me, have you seen yourself? You know, when you wake up in the morning and you decide, today I'm going to body shame this girl, and you don't look anywhere close like that girl. Probably that girl looks better than you do, you know. And that's also like body shaming, you know. So at the end of the day, as Lintons, we aim to make you feel good about yourself.
Correct.
So when you walk into the store and you feel like, nah, I can't wear this lip color, it probably looks good on you, but you don't believe it because maybe you've been bullied. You grew up being bullied, or your environment will just bully you or something and say every negative word. But at the end of the day, when you walk out of that store and you have your your lippy on, and you purchased it, or you came to school and you learned more about beauty and learned how to embrace yourself a bit more, because we are all about embrace yourself, because beauty is different. There are those, it's like doing makeup and you do gothic looks and I do a more natural look. You feel beautiful in that. I feel beautiful and comfortable in that. So be comfortable in your skin for starters. And just try and block out the noise. And that's one of the few things that we advocate for. So
I love it.
As Lintons, we believe in beauty. You know, you're beautiful no matter the size, no matter the shape, no matter your color, your, you know, culture. Beauty is what you ooze out at the end of the day. So believe in yourself and believe that, you know what, I'm a trendsetter. So if I do blue lipstick today, I believe people will start doing blue somewhere.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I like that. And by the way, I'm looking forward to it because this already sounds like an ad campaign. I love it.
Wow.
Kazi kwenu.
Kazi kwetu.
All right, so as we start to say kwaheri, Esther, let me allow you to, you know, take this opportunity to engage our viewers in terms of what's coming up from Linton's, if there are any plans that you want to share with us, some of the amazing offerings that you probably do have that we can actually plug into, and of course, your social media handles, and then we can say goodbye.
There's a lot coming up, and I would say we have a big sale coming up from the 15th, hopefully, at Westland Square.
Yeah.
We also have our current intake. The July intakes are ongoing. And a few other campaigns that will be up and running.
Right.
If you pop into some of our stores this weekend, I mean, you might find a few things that you can engage in, some of the brands.
Right.
And I would say look forward to looking at, I mean, just be on the lookout on our social media platforms. Because, I mean, I don't want to put everything out.
Right.
Surprise, surprise, this is what's coming. So,
right,
yeah.
Right. And this is, wait, we're talking about how many stores right now, like in total? How many do you have right now?
Above 30.
Above 30 outlets?
Yes, yes.
Jeez.
And still growing, I believe.
And still growing?
Yeah.
So when you guys have, I don't know, do you have an AGM?
No, no.
You guys are literally like a whole school, right? Like a little university coming together.
Yeah. So you see, we're impacting the world. We're impacting people around, both locally and internationally, I'd say.
But that's so exciting. I can even imagine for you, like, what's your day-to-day operation? Like, do you move Kisumu? Next week you're in Mombasa. This week you're in Nairobi. How does it go?
There's a plan.
There's a plan.
Like I said, there's a whole team behind it.
Yeah.
It's not one woman show. We can't say marketing does everything. We work together, and I'd say it works really well for us.
Yeah.
The team is amazing. So it's just, like you said, strategy. So figure out who does best at what, and then, you know, you all place your thing and you put your cards out on the table. Correct. Yeah.
Correct. All right, let's start to leave it there. And we want to thank you so much for taking time, Esther, for being with us this morning. Our greetings to everyone at Linton's, as well as Dr. Joyce. Thanks for making time to actually come and speak to us about beauty and business this morning. There you have it, legacy brand Linton's Beauty World with us today for our Trendsetter episode. If you did enjoy this particular conversation, we want you to keep it going, keep the comments coming. And of course, we would like you to actually remember that we do upload our episodes on YouTube. So go and check out Trendsetters Kenya, and you can find some of the amazing conversations that we've had every Monday uploaded on YouTube, okay? We're going to leave it there and hand over to our team from Interactive, okay? Sarah Ibrahim, as well as, my God, I keep calling him the noisiest man in Africa. Tony is going to be on set as well. They're going to be taking a look at what is trending on social media, so be sure to actually hang out with them in the next couple of minutes or so, all the way till 10 a.m. And then, of course, our team from Chipuko gets ready to check in. Asante sana. My name is Shiko Kaitany. Have a blessed day up ahead. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Tom Tumpunoi, a resident of Mosul Community Conservancy in Laikipia County, shows at the grave of his mother, who was killed by an elephant outside their house while she was taking her goats to graze.
Nimepoteza mama kwa kukanyangwa na ndovu. Hapa tu kama mita 50 kutoka kwake. Alikuwa ametoa mbuzi asubuhi asubuhi tu saa moja katoa ndovu ikampata tu hapa tu mita 50, ikamkanyanga hapa tu, watoto wakiangalia tu wakilia kwa sababu hawana namna, kwa sababu ndovu ni mnyama mkali na hakuna namna unaweza mzuia akifanya ile kitendo.
The Tumpunoi family is one of the many families in this area that have been left with the scars from elephant attacks in a duration of time.
Ndovu ilitusumbua sana kwa sababu ya wingi wa ndovu. Ilipoingia boma zilikuwa mingi, hata inaingia mchana, zinaingia ndani ya boma, zinafunja. Sasa isikafunja hizo vikingi yote.
Human wildlife conflict kwa hii area ilikuwa juu sana hapo masiku za manyuma. Kisa na sababu ndovu walikuwa wengi walitoka sehemu za Samburu na Isiolo wakuja kwa jamii ya pande hiyo ya Masai. Na kwa ukweli wakaji wa Masai ni wapole sana kwa wanyama pori. Ndio unakuta ndovu wengi wako pande hii.
Residents however say that the leopards and hyenas are still a nuisance.
Shui ilitusumbua. Aliingia siku 3, akachukua mbuzi 3. Lakini hakuna ile amechukua kabisa. Unaona tu tukisikia mbuzi ameshika, tunatoka kwa manyumba, tunakuta wakati hajachukua. Sasa shui ilitusumbua sana mpaka ikatufanya mpaka tukanunua light. Ndio sasa hiyo light ndio imetusaidia. Hata fisi iko kwa sababu fisi punda tu ikikaa dakika 2 after 6 fisi iko karibu.
The erection of this fence in the conservancy has reduced cases of elephant attacks on this community.
Kuanzia hii fence ianze kufanya kazi, kukawa na 0 death na 0 injuries ndani ya fence. Nje kwa mwaka jana peke yake nilipatikana death, mtu mmoja alifariki, aliwawa na ndovu, na mtu mmoja pia alikuwa injured, alijeruhiwa na ndovu.
Sasa wakati hiyo fence haikuwa imewekwa, ukikuja masaa hizi kama hizi saizi kwa hii boma inakaa tu hapa nyuma karibu sana, mpaka watoto kwenda kucheza ni shida kwa sababu ya ndovu. Sababu fence imetusaidia sana hasa kwa watoto. Kwa sababu tunaendanga kuna siku unaacha tu watoto wako unaenda soko, wakati ukirudi unajua tu watoto wako wako na amani kwa sababu ndovu hakuna. Sasa hiyo fence wakati iliwekwa tuliona usuri ya fence kabisa.
In northern Kenya, in the counties of Laikipia, Samburu and Isiolo, elephants are in large numbers. The communities living in these counties have been witnessing incidences of conflict between them and elephants, especially during drought seasons, as elephants move long distances in search of pasture and water.
Binadamu na wanyamapori wanang'ang'ania ile resource chache ambayo inapatikana pande hii. Na kwa uchache ni kwamba kulingana na takwimu ambazo tuko nazo kuanzia 2021, Laikipia yote imepatikana death 12, na kati ya hizo 12 ni 2 peke yake ambazo zimepatikana upande wa Laikipia North.
Walipoingia hiyo tanki ilikuwa na maji. Sasa wakati waliingia wakati ya kwanza wakakunywa hiyo maji. Sasa kukuja kutafuta siku ya pili maji walimaliza. Kukuja wakati sasa hiyo tanga ina maji, hasira iliingia hapo ndani ya hiyo tanki ya. Sasa wakasema sasa tutapata maji. Sasa wakafunja, walikuwa nafikiria wakifunja atapata maji ndani. Akapiga teke mpaka kafukisha hiyo sigenge, kaenda kufunja pale, kafunja hiyo tanki pale. Sasa hiyo hasara ndio ilituletea. Tanki nyingine ile kidogo waligongesha chini.
Kenya has witnessed an increase in elephant population in the recent years. According to the Kenya Wildlife Service KWS, elephant population is increasing by 5% every year. Kenya has over 36,000 elephants currently, from 16,000 in 1989. This increase is attributed to conservation efforts, including combating poaching. Due to these conservation efforts, Kenya hosted Alliance of Elephant Range States to celebrate a decade of progress in conservation, which took place a few days ago in Nairobi. It was revealed that between 2010 and 2012, Africa lost about 100,000 elephants to poaching. These conservation efforts in Africa were initiated by 10 African countries, with Kenya taking the lead, and now 24 countries across the continent have joined these efforts.
As Kenyans, we're really ahead of the game. Over 10% of Kenya, I think 11% of Kenya, is now community conservancies. These are organized communities who are benefiting from conservation, and they're not saving rhino, they're benefiting from the much deeper investment into healthcare, education, employment, water, tourism investments. So we're changing the game in conservation.
In Benin, we are at this early stage on this topic. We don't have a specific program on dealing with human-elephant conflict because it's not also a very, very big issue, even though we have these conflicts in our environment, but it's not currently a big issue. But working with the API, we are now about to develop a project on human-elephant conflict, and I hope that doing this project, we'll be able to support communities to deal with this issue.
Some of the reasons for the conflict between elephants and humans were identified as blocking their migration paths due to human activities, drought, climate change, among other challenges.
The causes are predominantly the fact that elephants and people are being pushed into smaller and smaller places. Elephants and people are being displaced by climate change, instability, conflicts. So we're seeing this trend of an increasing conflict between elephants and people, destruction of habitat, of crops, and therefore governments and people are extremely concerned.
Ukiangalia idadi ya watu kwenye nchi zetu zote za Afrika inaendelea kuongezeka, lakini maeneo yetu bado ni yale yale. Sasa mipango yetu ya